Everyone wants to be smart, but most people are just average. If you're worried that people might not think you're the sharpest tool in the box, there are things you can do to change how they perceive you. In this video, I will share with you easy steps to look more intelligent, but you must watch it all the way through to find out how to do this. Before we get to the video, please remember to subscribe to this channel if you have not. And if you are a returning subscriber, I'd like to thank you for your continuous support. With that said, let's dive into today's video. Do you ever get the impression that everyone else is much more intelligent, attractive, and knowledgeable than you are? Well, don't worry. According to a new study, most of them are just putting on an act, perhaps attempting to impress you or the people around you. The truth is, what we do and say shows what kind of person we are. Our strange habits and how we act and present ourselves can make us look either very smart and wise, or slow and stupid. Even small things like how we sit at our desk, talk, and our general appearance can give people the wrong idea about how smart we are. Luckily, there's something you can do about it. If you want people to see you as a competent and knowledgeable person, let me share with you 10 things you can start doing right away to make yourself seem smarter. Number 10. Use hand gestures to emphasize key points. When you use hand gestures, you bring attention to yourself and what you're saying, increasing the value and perceived importance of what you're expressing. In that case, your gestures should be deliberate, but not so big that they're overwhelming. Your gestures should highlight your key arguments, but do not rely on them excessively if you can't find the right words to use. This will make you seem like you're trying too hard. On the other hand, moderate hand gestures and well-chosen words can help you pass as a quick-thinking, intelligent person. If you're speaking about a subject in which you're an expert and you have a strong message to convey, try the basic "I'm certain" position by pointing your hands in front of you to emphasize your point and demonstrate confidence. Another way to show your vulnerable side to an audience is by touching your heart. If you're discussing an emotional topic or trying to express something you firmly believe in, putting your hand to your heart will create a perception of honesty. Number 9. Dress appropriately. This next point should be no surprise. Several studies show that one's attire can significantly impact how other people view them. If you dress in a sophisticated and tasteful manner, people will automatically attribute those qualities to your intelligence and ability. Being neatly dressed and groomed shows that you value yourself and have a sense of self-worth. On the other hand, if you wear little or no clothing, people will perceive you as less intelligent, as it directs their attention to your body rather than your mind. Carefully selected accessories can make a massive difference to one's attire. For men, a nice watch and vintage pin will add elegance to any outfit. For the ladies, shoes, jewelry, and a stunning handbag can transform a boring outfit into a show-stopping ensemble. So ensure that you invest in the most comfortable pair of shoes you can afford. Furthermore, when choosing jewelry, keep things simple. And lastly, always keep in mind that people are more likely to take you seriously if you professionally present yourself. Number 8. Listen more, speak less. How much talking do you do on a typical day, and how much listening? I mean really listening, where you pay attention to what the other person is saying and take it in, instead of thinking about what clever thing you'll say as soon as the other person is done. If you're like most of us, the answer is not enough. Most people treat conversation as if it were a competitive sport, with the winner being the person who says the most, makes the wittiest point, convinces others of an opinion, or even speaks the longest and loudest. However, if you want to appear smart, you must live by the old saying, "Better to remain silent and be thought a fool, than to speak out and remove all doubt." Knowing when to talk and remain quiet is a sign of intelligence, so long as you use it appropriately. Talk less, and when you do, what you say will be valued even more. Good listening entails much more than remaining silent as the other person speaks. On the contrary, people believe that the best listeners occasionally ask questions that lead to new discoveries and insights. These questions carefully challenge old ideas, but in a positive way. Sitting and silently nodding doesn't prove that you're listening. However, asking a meaningful question shows you've heard and understood what was said. Such a trait is often attractive, and most people associate it with intelligence. Number 7. Make eye contact. Have you ever started a conversation with someone only to lose interest halfway through? It's common knowledge that good listening goes hand in hand with good eye contact, and that we tend to pay more attention to people when they say something we find essential. The eyes are the window to the soul, so when you're getting to know someone, look them in the eyes to show your energy and excitement. When you look at someone with eyes that are soft, open, eager, and friendly, it's easy for them to trust you. Making direct eye contact is a sign of respect and a means of gaining respect. In addition to making those around you feel like you're paying attention to them, this tactic will give the impression that you're quick to pick up on subtle cues and understand what's happening. If you're speaking to more than one person, you should make frequent back and forth eye contact with each of them to make a positive impression and ensure that everyone feels like they were heard and considered. Make sure you channel the feeling you have when conversing with someone you find fascinating. Body language and eye contact are often overlooked, but knowing the impact of each might make you seem more confident than you actually are. Number 6. Speak with confidence. Speaking quickly and expressively with varying tones and emotions is frequently associated with knowledge and intelligence. On the other hand, being hesitant or uncertain of what to say or stumbling over your words makes people think you're less intelligent. If you're not a naturally fast speaker, make sure you speak confidently and steadily. Try not to stumble over your words or use words such as like, totally, or you know as filler words. Words like OMG should not be used whatsoever. Avoid abbreviations and acronyms such as TOTES and BRB. That's slang for text messages, and you shouldn't even use it if you want to keep up the intelligent person's facade. In other words, don't talk like you're in the movie Clueless. People don't think the Valley Girl language is brilliant, to say the least. Number 5. Demonstrate proper etiquette. Usually when someone is courteous and pleasant, others immediately assume they're intelligent. This judgment may or may not be accurate, but the point is that it's based on how well-mannered they appear. You see, etiquette is all about knowing and following social rules and norms. When you're polite, you show that you know what's happening and how to get along with others. Whether at a business meeting, a dinner party, or a formal event, displaying proper etiquette gives the impression that you're intelligent, well-educated, and socially sophisticated. There are so many ways to develop good etiquette. For starters, you can enroll in a course or a training program. Or you could use online resources such as videos and articles that detail how to conduct oneself properly. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more related content. Thank you very much. Number 4. Beef up your vocabulary. Have you ever met someone who spoke well and used words you'd never heard before, leaving you in awe thinking, wow, this person is so smart? Guess what? You too can make such an impression if you beef up your vocabulary. The question is, how do you do it? Spend some time learning new words. The more words you know, the better you will be at expressing yourself. Furthermore, look up frequently used terms in a thesaurus to find synonyms that sound more intelligent, but have the same meaning. Alternatively, commit to learning one new word daily, and your vocabulary will increase rapidly. Just sprinkling a few smart words here and there during a conversation can make a big difference in how people see you. Words like hence, sought, shall, divert, and inquire are good alternatives to other more common words, but you should look them up to be sure when to use them. If you misuse them, it could backfire and make you look stupid. Likewise, consistently mispronouncing these words will make you seem uninformed and ignorant. Hence, you should use simple and basic English and drop in a few big words occasionally. These words can be found online. All you have to do is go on Google and search for smart words, and several pages with the results will pop up. Just make sure you consistently use wise words. If you do, they'll be easy to remember. If you like this point, just wait until we get to number 1. You'll love it even more. Number 3. Stick to what you know. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are. You need background knowledge on a particular topic of discussion to sound smart. So you must play it safe by sticking to what you already know. If politics is not your cup of tea, do not force yourself to participate. You need to understand that you do not have to make a meaningful contribution to every discussion. Sometimes you just have to listen and learn. If you need to demonstrate your expertise, try to influence the current topic in your favor. You might not be familiar with politics, but if you know something about a specific political figure, listen to the conversation and cleverly introduce your topic. But remember that whatever you say should naturally fit into the original conversation. Otherwise, you might end the conversation. Last but not least, at number 2, don't be a know-it-all. If you're the type of person who jumps in every sentence to show how smart you are, you should stop. That's not a good idea. Most people know little about a few things, but no one knows everything. You need to be comfortable with your lack of knowledge. Do not worry about what you do not know. You can always acquire that knowledge later. For example, if you do not know about the structure of atoms, that does not mean you're not wise. It simply means that you do not have the information at the moment. But it's something you can learn later on. Instead, you should ask a few relevant questions. Though smart people know a lot, they don't know everything. They got smart by learning, so it's a good idea to occasionally say things like, "I'm not familiar with that. Can you explain?" Or, "I hadn't heard that before. Can you tell me more?" To others, you will come off as modest and respectful, which are two highly regarded qualities. And lastly, at number 1, have a $1 million smile. People whose smiles appear authentic, with wrinkles around their eyes, are often perceived to be smarter than those whose smile seems fake. This is according to a study in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior. There is, however, no link between a person's smile and their smartness. Judgments are based on gut feelings. A bright, confident smile not only enhances your appearance, but also gives people the impression that you're an outgoing and intelligent person worth getting to know. Clean, straight white teeth are critical to a winning smile, and will make you look healthy, young, and energetic. But if you're embarrassed by the color of your teeth, there are many ways to change it. You could opt for cosmetic dentistry, but if you can't afford that, many over-the-counter whitening products can put a sparkle back into your smile. Overall, smiling can improve your health, how people see you at work, your social life, and your romantic life. With that much at stake, you should definitely make this a habit. Well, there you have it. Hopefully, with this knowledge in your arsenal, it can help you make an excellent first impression and show how smart you are in a confident, engaging, and effective way. So the next time you're in a social situation, put these tips into practice and see their impact on your success. And remember, the habits mentioned might only work for a few. However, it doesn't hurt to give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, have a great day.